Okay, but what have you done with this money?
Uh, we had a good time.
$35, 55, 93, 105, 30, 39, 43. What's going on? You eat out every day?
Yeah, I do.
How come?
I'm busy. Roman, these movies will come out and they got the Star Wars bucket. That's $20. You got to get the bucket. I want Skittles too. So it turns into what could be like a $40 or $50 deal turns into an $80 or $100 deal.
Oh my God. I mean, welcome to Finance Action, the show where we take action. My name is Romain and today I am with James. James, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. James, let's look at your profile. You are 28 years old. You're originally from Yakima, Washington, and you currently work as a promoter as well as an artist. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Let's look at the way you've rated your personal finances. From chilling to Mayday, you've rated yourself as surviving. So yes. James, tell me more about your story. I know there is a ton of things going on for you, so I'm really excited to learn more about you.
Sure. So I started promoting off and on when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
But I didn't officially get a company together till 2019. And up until recently, I was working a job, but it's gotten so fruitful to where I'm able to sustain myself just doing promotions and artistry.
Nice.
But, with doing that comes with a bunch of risk as well.
I see. So when you're telling me promotion, like what do you do?
So I book celebrities, whether it be actors, whether it be hip hop artists that just got into rock music. I bring them to town, anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. I'm looking to do California and Texas as well.
Nice.
And so they come in, I pay these guys, I get the ticket money, sometimes I get the bar money, then hopefully they do well and I make a profit.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. That's a very interesting business. Never really had the chance actually to speak with a promoter, so it's a first for me. That's awesome.
I would not recommend it.
Oh, you would not recommend it? Why? What do you mean you would not recommend it?
It's you put a lot of your own personal finance into it.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. Sometimes you put your rent money into it. Sometimes you put your light bill money into it because you never know when money's coming in from ticket sales, from artists paying to open up, from investors, from sponsors. And if you're working a regular job, you put quite literally your blood, sweat, and a lot of times tears into this because you see a vision and you have something in your head that you're trying to manifest with everybody else around you.
Wow.
And not everybody else sees that. So, not everybody's willing to lend a hand because half the time they think you're being, you're thinking outside the box. You have delusions of grandeur, but
I see.
Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. And for the most part, you've been successful at it, you feel?
I've been, this last year I've been fruitful.
Fruitful?
It's not taking so much of a financial toll as it used to. Okay. People nowadays talk about doing it for the clout.
Yeah.
Or doing it for the fame. And that's pretty much what it's been these last 3-4 years. But this last, I'd say 8 months, I've definitely turned a leaf and started making a profit enough to where, I looked at my fiance and I was like, I'm going to do this full time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's speak a little bit, actually, James, if you don't mind, about kind of what do you feel about your finances?
Definitely, you always feel pressured with your finances doing something like this, and obviously I'm still starting out.
Okay.
But it's let's a good example is this. Rents or bills altogether is like $1,500 for the month, but a deposit on an artist that I know is going to make me $4,000 or $5,000 in total. His deposit's $1,500.
Oh.
So do I put the deposit down and then? We can cuss on here, right?
Yeah.
Try to find my ass for the $1,500 in bills, or do I pay the bills and then not have the money to make more money?
I see. Okay, so it's kind of always a game of trades.
Yeah.
And you're running very slim, as we'll be discussing actually on your finances. Okay. So that brings us to my first section here. Let's look together at your income and your assets.
Okay.
So James, how much does that pay you?
There'll be months I'll make $1,000, $1,500. There'll be months. This last month, I netted, I grossed $7,000.
Wow,
Yeah.
$7,000.
Yes.
What, you had a couple of shows?
Yes.
I see. And you win money off kind of those sales, right?
Yes. So, like I said, you pay for the artists, and then you make the money back on the ticket sales or the sponsors, vendors, artists who pay to open up, and things like that.
I see. Okay. So let's say you average about, what, 36,000 per year. So that's about like 3,000 per month, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Assuming for tax, that brings you to about $2,000 net per month.
Sure.
How does that sound?
Yeah.
That sounds fair.
And it could be more, could be less.
That's right.
Yeah.
But 2,000 net in your pocket every month is fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about the base. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Do you have any other streams of income?
Legally? No, I'm kidding. Yes. Jumping into, I do music. I dropped an album 2 years ago.
Oh, no way.
And it did fairly well. Working on a new one. Getting into voice acting, getting into acting.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do that. Got a couple small offers. So, I'm a very charismatic person. I know how to read the room. I know how to sell shoes to somebody who's already wearing them. And so I feel like if I could do that, I could do the music thing, and I can also sell myself in spots to where I can generate revenue. So I'm just an overall hustler.
Okay, another hustler. I see. Does that extra side income, how much would you say that provides you?
Probably like another 500 to 1,000.
Net or pre-tax?
Pre-tax.
Pre-tax. So
because a lot of stuff like that would be like a cash thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So let's be conservative. Let's say you make 2,500 net per month.
Yes.
Deal?
Okay.
Let's move on to some of your assets. And here, thank you for providing us some of your statements. As I look into your checking account here, you have a balance of $1,400.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any other assets?
Whatever I got cash at the house.
I see. Do you have any saving accounts?
No.
Do you have any retirement accounts?
No.
Okay. Any like
Yes, I do. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I do have a retirement account, but I'm pulling that out since I'm no longer working in education.
Oh, I see. Okay. How much do you have on it?
Like a little under 10 grand.
Hey, I mean, come on. Okay. It's what
but after they take their 30%,
it's an IRA?
Yeah. So they're going to take their 30%, I'll probably get 6.
It's a Roth IRA or it's a regular IRA? Because if it's a Roth IRA, you can take the contribution without being taxed.
Okay.
Okay. So just very briefly here, guys. Number one, I never advise anyone to take money off their IRA. If you don't have an emergency fund, it should be the last of the last of the last. You're about to become homeless or something arise, I don't know, and you need cash.
Yeah.
This is where taking money off your IRA comes in. Because if you have a regular IRA, you're going to be taxed like no tomorrow.
Right.
If you have a Roth IRA, because you've already paid the tax for it, you can take out the contribution that you've put, so the amount that you've invested, not your capital gains, not how much money has been generated from your investments, without paying the tax if you satisfy different conditions. And that includes like paying for student loans, okay, or big emergencies or medical issues. But just to screw around or wanting to buy a car, no, you don't take money off your IRA for that. If I may ask, why are you wanting to take your money out?
So I have more capital for my business. And the thing of it is, and I agree with what you're saying, but with the previous employer that I had, if I end up going back to work and it's not in education, I can't contribute into that.
But you can always roll over your IRA.
Not if it's not an education job.
You cannot move your IRA outside of this?
So whatever my retirement plan is only for education-based jobs. So I can't move it to a different employer if I seek employment. Things don't work out kind of deal.
But is it a government employer? Or it was a private employer?
Private.
My friend, I am almost positive that you can, what it's called, roll over your IRA into a different bank. Because generally, you have IRA or 401k that is being provided by your employer, but you're not fixed with them. You're not glued. Okay, I've worked for many corporations and I've actually rolled over my IRA multiple times. And what it is you go to some of the big banks, like Fidelity, Bank of America, Chase, all of those kind of brokerage banks that allows you to roll over your IRA. So they're going to take money from your private IRA that you have into and move it to that and invest for you. Generally, there is very little fees. Okay,
Gotcha.
so I am almost certain. I mean, it would be kind of, it would be insane for the company to lock your money down. I can't believe that. So we'll be discussing together the implications of this money that you want to take out. Let's move on to a little bit of some of your next assets. I'm going to record about $10,000 here that you have saved on your retirement funds. Do you have anything else, like investment accounts?
Crypto.
Oh, okay. Crypto. Okay, interesting. So tell me, how much do you have in crypto?
Before I pulled out?
Oh,
or after? Yeah.
I mean, right now it's zero?
A few $100.
Okay. So what do you mean before you pulled out?
Well, I was one of the lucky people with Dogecoin.
Okay. Lucky people of Dogecoin. That's the story. All right.
Yeah.
What do you mean you were one of the lucky people?
So when Dogecoin was doing its thing, I put like maybe $1,000 into it.
Nice. When did you buy it?
Like 3 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And
okay.
and then I woke up one morning, I had $2,500. I was like, what the hell? And it just kept going up, going down, going up, going down. And I was looking at my fiance. I was like, oh, we're rich. I was like, we're rich. I mean, this is gonna change our lives. We're gonna go buy a house because for like weeks on end, it'd be like, depending on how much money you had in there, if your initial investment was, somebody like yourself, maybe you had 5,000 or 10,000 in there, right? Or somebody like that. Like, oh crap, the way it was going is 15,000, 20,000. I had friends who made $40,000.
What was the maximum amount you had at some point on Dogecoin?
Like 8,500, and then after again, this is about $1,000 initial.
Yeah.
And then the was SNL. The
Yep.
SNL
Yes.
came.
Yes.
And we're all sitting there like, oh, to the moon, and just
Take.
I'm like, oh, okay. I waited. I should have just done it that night.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, hold.
Yes.
And no, I should have just I crapped out. But
I know.
I a little under $7,000 is what I took. So almost a $6,000 profit.
Good gains. So very, very briefly, the Dogecoin story. I mean, it was if you name a shitcoin, this was the number one shitcoin. I was in the boat like you on SNL. So what it is Elon Musk was the carrier of Dogecoin. I mean, you would see him on Twitter. Oh, Elon, you are a hero.
Yeah.
The Dogecoin was going at the time, to up to like 75 cents or so. And everybody was fixed in front of their television on that night for SNL. And we were waiting Dogecoin to $1. You remember?
Yeah. Yes.
I had a couple $1,000s in as well. And I was like, come on, Elon, bring us home.
Did you get any gains?
I lost money on Dogecoin. I went heavy and I didn't know. So I learned a big lesson because look, nobody's perfect. I mean, crypto is so versatile. There was after Shiba Inu, of course, I'm sure you're familiar with this. And then there was so many other.
I mean, even Bitcoin went down.
Bitcoin was down. I think it's up like 80% right now, year to date. It went down to $16,000 and now it's at $30,000. I follow all of that very closely. So the big lesson that I learned is sell the hype, buy the news. And what I mean by that is this whole system is built of nothing at its core, right? Crypto is based on nothing. It's based on the value that we assign to it, the internet. And so you hype it up. People hype. You sell at the peak of hype because when the news drop, everybody is expecting to shine, but it dropped.
Well, I mean,
for so many of them.
I just think that with cryptocurrency, if not our generation, because we're relatively the same age. Our kids or grandkids' generation, they'll have their own currencies. And their value will be based on what they feel it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, you're spot on, right? The dollar used to be pegged to the gold. To be pegged to gold, right? The dollar was backed up by the value of gold. But since it's been decades that right now it's pegged out of nothing, it's based out of the value, the human value that we put on it.
Right.
Okay, so cool. So, but right now, how much do you have from this?
What, Dogecoin?
0?
Yeah.
Okay, but what have you done with this money?
We had a good time. We definitely had a good time. We all had a good time.
So you've won 7 grand on Dogecoin. Congratulations.
Yes.
But now you have $1,400 on your account and you have nothing else.
At this moment in time.
Yeah, James. Okay. Let's move to your expenses and your debt. So let's start first with the basic expense. That's kind of the one we always like to start with. How much do you pay for rent?
600.
600. Very nice. Okay. How come you pay that low?
We have a house that's split with my mother-in-law.
Okay. So you have your own house.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So that includes utilities and all of that?
No.
Okay. How much total utilities, insurance?
She does the house insurance. I think we help out with utilities here and there, anywhere from like $100 to $200.
Okay. So I'm going to bring it to 800 per month. I'm including a little bit of maintenance.
Sure.
So that brings your monthly housing expense to 32% of your income. We like it at 28, so you're just a pinch higher. Mm-hmm. But you live with your fiancée.
Yes, correct.
Does she contribute towards all of that?
Yes. We were going through a lifestyle change.
Okay.
She was the breadwinner. And as I took a leap of faith to do what I wanted to do, I wanted to give her, if not financial freedom, because when you start up a business, so there's more losses than wins, but the ability for her to not feel like she's pressured on everything, because the way that she handles pressure and the way I handle pressure are two different ways.
Okay.
So I can handle financial scrutiny, I can handle backlash, I can do all that and still soldier on. Not everybody can do that.
You've had experience with that?
Oh, tons.
What do you mean by that?
Growing up, I didn't always make the correct decisions in life. I've been homeless. I was a drug dealer for a while.
Wow.
I did drugs, not really for me. At least not the ones that I like, because they're so damn expensive. And alcohol, I would, when I would go out, I'd spend like $200, $300, just showing off. Excuse my language, I like waving my dick around. To show everybody that, hey, James got it tonight, and then I wake up the next morning like. So and that's a little bit more tried and true. So, I've stopped drinking. And I'm no longer using recreational drugs.
Nice.
I could say it didn't really affect my business, but it did affect the way people perceived me.
Oh.
What
do you mean by that?
Oh, just when I'm at a show, if I was using or if I was drinking, it's like I never robbed anybody or did anybody wrong, but it's like my attitude. Maybe I was a little bit more confrontational with a customer, or because you have to keep a cool head. The customer's always right. And if I'm coked out and drunk, no, you're not. I'm right. So you take those situations and you learn from some people. Some people can do drugs and drink and they're okay with that, But I also I come from a background of I don't care what people think, but you're gonna take me for who I really am and not care. Not take me for the user or the alcoholic you think I am, because you've seen me a couple times like that. And so I just had to have some self-reflection. It wasn't so much the finance aspect as much as it was just the personal.
Okay, so thank you for sharing actually this part of the story. So right now, in terms of entertainment, like drugs or just like alcohol, you don't spend any more on that?
No.
How long has it been?
5 weeks.
Okay, so kind of a good start,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll take that, and congratulations for taking the leap on this.
Yeah.
As I look into some of the rest of your expenses, you mentioned you own cars.
Yes.
Nice. What car do you drive?
I have a Kia Sorento 2011.
Okay.
Second hand, but it's a good car.
Okay. How much? I'm sorry. What year?
2011.
2011. Okay. How many miles?
I think we're at 185 now.
Okay. And you just bought it?
Yeah, about 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Oh wow! Yeah. How much did you spend for it?
It's $7,000. I put $2,000 down though.
Okay. You spent quite a bit. So just so you know, as I look into the value on Kelly Blue Book for it. The value of the car right now, if you were to resell it, is about 3,500, 4,000. Just so you know.
Well, everybody has to make a profit, right?
Everybody has to make a profit.
And-
Where did you buy it from?
My fiance's family has a family friend, and you know what? Any repairs, he does it for us. I mean, we do pay him. But like for example, before we came here, right when I was texting you, we got a ball joint replaced,
Oh, see. Okay.
and so I was like, hey, I have to be in Seattle tonight, come hell or high water. He did it for $350. You know, 2 hours worth of labor, 150 for the part.
Okay.
He probably charged me a little extra for the rest job, but he got it. You know, we're here. He got it done, and we're here.
I
So you know, it's kind of tit for tat. You know, he's kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will accept that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you don't want to have troubles on it. It just needs to be reliable at this price.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. Absolutely.
Do you still owe money on it?
Yeah. It put the 2,000 down. So
About 6,000 left.
Yeah, 6,000. We're doing a payment when I get paid, so be just a little under $6,000, probably in the high fives.
Okay, and no interest.
No.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bon, allez, I would say all right. And you have another car, but what is it?
Yeah. No. My fiance does. She has a. Gosh, what does she have? A Toyota Camry, but that was hers previous before our relationship.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's not your personal asset,
No.
right? Okay.
No. My name and my money went into the Kia Sorento.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot to tab into something just a little bit earlier. I want to briefly tackle together your responsibilities with your fiance. So, how long have you been with your fiance for?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. And you mentioned that you take on your own all the expenses?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Well, but this was recently though. It's in relationships there's compromise. You know, I think I'm going to be successful doing this.
I'm hoping for you.
And so, you know, with that comes, you know, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. You know, I go apply for jobs. You know, then I go through and run ads on social media for my shows. You know, I contact people who owe me money. I try to sell tickets. You know, and I'm on my phone 24/7.
I see.
You know, and so that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, today I'll probably make like $300-400 once it's all said and done. Just from different avenues of working the system, if you would.
Yeah.
You know, and so with me having that and her supporting that, you know, it also supports her mental health to where she doesn't have to work all the time, you know, because she'd bring home $4,000 or $5,000 a month by herself. Yeah, by herself.
Wow.
And that was after taxes. So, you know, she wanted a break, you know, and I'm not going to put her business out there, you know, she doesn't, but she needed a break. And I was like, I'll support your break if you support me chasing this. It is not what we wanted it to be, but it's definitely getting better.
Okay. Let's move on to some of your credit card expenses here. I mean, you have a credit card balance of about $900.
My credit was looking okay, so I got a couple of those small credit cards, give me like $200, $300. And you know, when we were going through it, I maxed them out.
Yeah.
And I paid some of them, and then I didn't pay the other ones. And it sucks because, you know, when you're going through financial hardship, you know, you really are doing everything you can.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I if I wasn't selling drugs, you know, I was working a job. But when you're also chasing a dream, you know, it's like I have to do something. I don't want to be a drug dealer my whole life. That's not who I am. And so we took risk with our credit, and it didn't work out. You know, but
How is your credit?
it's 500s right now, maybe 560.
Okay.
You know,
to what? Like you
just
weren't paying?
so I had a Jaguar that when I was homeless I didn't pay for over a year. I paid most of it, and then I lost my job and was trying to go to school. And so I was sleeping in the Jaguar, you know, in the school, on the school property, and, you know, going to school and then trying to work, but not being able to find a job. So just dealing with all those different things. And, you know, that happens. It's like, so what's more important, me eating a meal today or me paying this balance off?
Okay. So I'm hoping that we will be able to tackle this $900 fairly quickly, James. You know what? You're bringing me to a very interesting topic that surrounds your case. food consumption.
Yeah.
Here I see payments of, lunch and dinner almost every day.
Yeah.
$35, $55, $93, $105, $30, $39, $43. What's going on? You eat out every day?
Yeah, I do.
How come?
I'm busy.
Hold on.
No, seriously.
But you're busy. Okay,
right.
But you have if you're very busy and, for example, your partner is here helping you and want to support you, maybe she could help you with some of that. Don't you think?
Yes. Like I said, we changed the lifestyle to do this, and then it's also changing that lifestyle to be healthier. I was going to the gym and we were eating out less, and then my grandmother recently passed away.
Okay.
So relapsed with addiction, started drinking again. So got clean and sober again, and so now it's here soon, get back to the gym, and if we're gonna eat out, eat out less and then eat healthier.
Yeah. So here. Those are pretty insane expenses for a small salary. Relatively, what I mean by that is you're making about $2,500 and almost for two people.
Yeah.
But if I do the sum of how much you spent last month on food, $880.
Yeah, that's why we're surviving.
No, explain to me $105 expense at Majestic.
Yeah.
Twice.
In 1 month.
In 1 month. No, but what is this?
Yeah.
What is it?
We're having a good time.
No, but what is it? What is Majestic? It's like a cinema theater?
Yeah. Out in Yakima, it's tickets are relatively cheap. They're probably $15 a piece, so there's $30. And then we both want hot dogs, and then you get the large popcorn, and then these movies. Roman, these movies will come out and they got the bucket, like the Star Wars bucket. That's $20. You got to get the bucket. The extra popcorn. I want Skittles too. So it turns into what
$100.
Yeah, what turns into what could be like a $40 or $50 deal turns into an $80 or $100 deal.
Oh my God! So just. The strategy, I love to go to movies.
Yes.
My profession, actually, I work in the movies industry full time. There is a way to play the system with this, Either one, you have a subscription with, let's say, AMC theaters, and you can go for $20 a month up to 3 times a week. But what was the ultimate pass? And, I was playing it legal. I used to be a Movie Pass member.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about this business.
No.
That was about a year ago, and they went bankrupt. Potentially because of people like me. You know what? It's a monthly subscription. I paid $10 a month, unlimited to the cinema as much as I wanted. Most of the money made in the movie theater today is in concessions, is in people like yourself buying $20 buckets and spending $100 at the cinema every time.
Yeah.
And so I used to go, not spend a dime on concessions because I'm sorry, I'm just being mindful of my spend and enjoy the movie theater. So if you like movie theaters, I'm not saying do not go, but maybe either take a subscription so you're spending not much on the ticket and just be mindful about your spend. Anyway, in your recommendation section, James, we will speak together about what does it mean to be successful in your business? Because you can't just win on everything.
No, you don't.
In order to be successful, you're going to have to make concessions.
Yes.
Okay? And spending $880 a month on food takeout is insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
No, but I'm telling you, it's insane.
Yeah.
That's $2,000 per month. I'm sorry. $2,000 per month and going $880 a month on food takeout. No. This cannot happen, James. We'll have to discuss on this together. But I also do see, especially in the past couple of months, some big impulse buys.
Yes.
So one of the big one is a $4,000 dog.
When you're selling drugs, you buy it for this, and then you sell it for that.
Yeah.
When you do shows, you buy an act for this much, you sell the tickets for this much, whatever, right? So I'm thinking, I like bullies. I do. I love bullies. It's the English Bulldog pit bull mix, and they've kind of made themselves into their own breed, if you would.
I see.
And they have pedigrees, and they have championships. They have it's a whole thing.
I see.
And so my buddy at the time, was doing dogs, and he's like, "Hey James, I got you on a stud deal. It's a badass dog.
Yeah.
Just a low 4 racks, just $4,000. That's it.
4 racks.
Yeah. And so I was like, cool, I got it. And so I get him, and I've only made $600 off of him. So I'm $3,400 in the hole on this dog.
I mean, you love him probably, but
Yeah.
I mean, the dog business. I don't want to dive too much into this.
Yeah.
For some it is. It's a business like anything in the world. It can be done as a business.
Yes.
James, those are pretty insane purchase decisions. I'd rather you invest those $4,000 into your business as a promoter than in a dog that you have to use.
Yeah,
magic
and
hands.
at least as a promoter, I don't have to jack off my dog. There's that aspect as well.
Okay. All right. Let's come back here. So, you know what? Thank you for providing me again with all this information. Now it's time for the money case. And we are back for the money case, a fairly brief one here, James, as I want you to realize the component around your IRA.
Yeah.
You have about $10,000 that you've saved for some time inside that account when you were working in education. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So here in this case, what I want to show you is the impact that those $10,000 will have on your future if you were to take the decision today to still maintain this amount on your IRA account, okay? You're 28 years old, right? If you leave that amount today, you don't touch it until you retire, James, the amount of money that you will have when you open that account again at 60 years old, how much do you think it is?
100?
More than that. James, it is going to be, are you ready for this? That's the eighth wonder of the world, as Einstein said. Not $100,000. James, when you open that account again at 60 years old, the amount of money that you will see on it is $211,000. From a decision that you're making today and saying, okay, you know what? I am not going to touch that money. I am going to forget that it exists. Keep the logging information on that IRA. Open this account again when you retire, and you will have $200,000 on your account. And this is what I think is so important, to make the right decision at this time for you right now, because you have time in front of you. Now, I understand that you want to use some of that money towards, your promotion business and so on.
Right.
Think about your future self for a minute and say, okay, I have already done and made that effort for this. Let me just forget that it exists. And man, let me tell you, you will thank me later that you've made the decision today at that age. And you'll be like, oh, you know what? I was smart. I took a hit. I'm okay with that. But today, it. I want to retire. I'm okay. Yeah. I can do that. All right. So my recommendations for you, James, is as follows. From your story, you have so much money moving in and out and in and out. That's kind of your life.
Yes,
right?
Correct.
But ultimately, you're not able to save money on the side.
True.
That's the case. You don't have much going on the side, right?
Right.
So at its core, the mindset that I want you to have is to make sure that you can separate your business to your personal finances. That at its core is Finance 101 in order to be successful. At this, you really need to mark a demarcation on this. This is number one. Open a business checking account. Put money on it, and it's your business. It's a different asset. Okay?
Right.
Number two, please, as soon as you get some type of income, try to pay your credit card. It's disastrous for your credit score if you don't pay it, because at some point you want to be able to leverage debt. You know what? Credit score is so important for you, because if you play the game right, you could potentially apply for business loans.
Right.
But what you need for that is a good credit score. And by continuing to carry a balance on your credit card, not paying, you're putting yourself further in the hole on this. Increase your credit score, get potentially access to greater fundings if you feel like you're confident in your career without putting too much risk on yourself. And that can allow you to elevate your game. As soon as you become successful, and you're already successful, but as soon as you generate further income, because your goal number one is to generate further income.
Right.
Please consider putting money on the side for emergency fund. Okay, 3 to 6 months of your needs. For you, I want you, because you're carrying for someone else, as soon as you can, put 10 grand on the side. You're gonna have your 10 grand IRA, 10 grand emergency fund. Then you can start taking risks and not being borderline. Because I'm sorry to say, if something arises to you, with 1,400, what's going on?
Yeah.
Something arises, an accident or so. Of course, we wish something doesn't happen. Who is taking over your business? I mean, your partner can probably help, but the finances, they are coming at the back. You don't have a corporation to support you or anything for that.
Yeah.
So make sure you think about that emergency fund. Split out your business to your personal finances, and at its core, be mindful of your expenses. I mean, this is as its core that it comes. The eating out every day for hundreds of dollars cannot happen again.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're going to take action on this?
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
By eating at home.
Okay, so by eating at home. But with regards to the rest of what we've discussed, are you actually gonna go ahead and pay that card? Because if you tell me yes right now, I'm gonna follow up with you, James. I am gonna follow up with you. And no joke, in 1 month, I send you a text and I'm gonna say, hey, James, have you paid your credit card? And what will you tell me?
Hopefully I tell you yes.
Come on, dude. $900, you should be able to pull it off.
True.
Given all of the, promo that's coming up your way.
Right.
Are you going to do it though?
Yes.
All right, cool. Sweet. Well, guys, as always, it's a pleasure to chat with you here. Kind of an atypical case with James. Just a ton of depth into such an interesting background and kind of living off a fine line at all time. But hopefully, I've helped to kind of create a mindset for you to adopt as you think about your personal finances and your business.
For sure.
We always invite you to like and subscribe so you can follow additional contents and just atypical finance stories. Until then, we'll see you next time. À bientôt.